I got into Memphis, and some began to say the threat, or talk about the threat that were out. What would happen to me from some of our sick white brothers? Well, I don't know what will happen now. We've got some difficult days ahead. But it really doesn't matter with me now, because I've been to the mountaintop. And I don't mind. Like anybody, I would like to live a long life. Longevity has its place.
If you can accept it, you will leave those state troopers glutted with their own barbarity. If you can accept it, you will do something that will transform conditions here in Alabama. And so I'm not worried this afternoon, however dark it may be, however difficult it may be. I know that it is true, the truth forever on the scaffold, wrong forever on the throne.
Yes, sir.
That is another part of that great statement. Yet that scaffold sways the future.
Yes, sir.
And behind the dim unknown standeth God within the shadow, keeping watch above his own. William Cullen Bryant is right. Truth crushed to earth will rise again. The Bible is right. You shall reap what you sow. We shall overcome.
Now let me proclaim here and now that I am still convinced that the philosophy and practice of nonviolence affords a more excellent way to improve the inadequacies existing in the American social system. The method of nonviolent resistance is effective in that it has a way of disarming the opponent. It exposes his moral defenses, it weakens his morale, and at the same time it works on his conscience. I believe we will win it because the goal of America is freedom. Abused and scorned though we may be, our destiny is tied up with the destiny of America. I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. I have a dream that one day on the red hills of Georgia, sons of former slaves and the sons of former slave owners will they be able to sit down together at the table of brotherhood. I have a dream that one day, even the state of Mississippi, a state sweltering with the heat of injustice, sweltering with the heat of oppression, will be transformed into an oasis of freedom and justice. I have a dream. My poor little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream today. I have a dream that one day, down in Alabama, with its vicious racists, with its governor having his lips dripping with the words of interposition and nullification. One day right there in Alabama, little black boys and black girls will be able to join hands with little white boys and white girls as sisters and brothers. I have a dream today. Exalted. And every hill and mountain shall be made low, the rough places will be made plain, and the crooked places will be made straight, and the glory of the Lord shall be revealed in all
shall see it together. This is our hope. This is the faith that I go back to the South with. With this faith, we will be able to hew out of the mountain of despair a stone of hope. With this faith, we will be able to transform the jangling discords of our nation into a beautiful symphony of brotherhood. With this faith, we will be able to work together, to pray together, to struggle together, to go to jail together, to stand up for freedom together, knowing that we will be free one day. This will be the day when all of God's children will be able to sing with new meaning, my country, tears of thee. Sweet land of liberty, of thee I sing. Land where my fathers died, land of the pilgrim's pride. From every mountainside, let freedom ring. And if America is to be a great nation, this must become true. And so let freedom ring. From the prodigious hilltops of New Hampshire, let freedom ring. From the mighty mountains of New York, let freedom ring. From the heightening Alleghenies of Pennsylvania, let freedom ring. From the snow-capped Rockies of Colorado, let freedom ring. From the curvaceous slopes of California. But not only that, let freedom ring from Stone Mountain of Georgia. Let freedom ring from Lookout Mountain of Tennessee. Let freedom ring from every hill and molehill of Mississippi, from every mountainside. Let freedom ring, and when we capital, when we allow freedom ring, when we let it ring from every village and every hamlet, from every state and every city, we will be able to speed up that day when all of God's children, black men and white men, Jews and Gentiles, Protestants and Catholics, will be able to join hands and sing in the words of the old Negro spiritual, free at last, free at last, thank God Almighty, we are free at last. I got into Memphis. And some began to say the threat, talk about
wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake the fuck up. This is WTFU with your hosts Thomas Horazzo, Gizo, and Chantel London. Staying woke from the US to the UK.
What up? What up?
Yo, what's up, man? You ain't want me to bring us in? I just know you just.
Yeah, go ahead, man.
You know, I'm talking about the computer. You just controlling everything. James Brown, a podcast out here. What's up? What's up, man? It's Gizo, voice of the people, or Jadon Gizo. You know, I had to put half my government in there for y'all. You know what I'm saying? So Tom don't think I'm on the run. You know what I'm saying? Here with Tomas Horazzo.
Word.
Yo.
And Chantel got the night off. She might join us, actually. You know what I'm saying? Later on, she's doing a little concert or something like that. You know, it's running a little late out there. But if she can make it, great. If not, you know, we're going to hold it down.
Chantel out there in London acting like Cinderella. Like the black Cinderella. she out there looking for a slipper. She got to make it back by midnight. You better make it back by midnight. You know, we got to get you in the crib so you can get on the air. We need to talk about these issues. Yeah, she out there chilling. She going to be here in like 3 weeks exactly.
Yeah, man. Freaking looking forward to it, you know, showing her around. You know what I'm saying? Doing some work, you know. And, you know,
definitely
connecting.
Work. Yeah, connecting,
Work.
You know. In London on the track. So, we got, you know, as usual, you know, like they said, it's politics and police reform and social issues. It's not sexy, but it damn sure will affect you or somebody close to you or your family, which is close to you, hopefully. Not all family is close, but, you know, I don't know who's leading. It's going to be me or is it going to be Tom or...
Yeah, we didn't, all that crap we were talking about. But go ahead. Yeah, actually, I had you slated to go ahead. I know you had saw a video that kind of sparked something inside of you. So you want to talk about that a little bit today?
Yeah, actually my daughter, you know, Shout out to the daughter. Me and her go back and forth, father, daughter. You know, she actually put me on to this last night, a video about basically Black Lives Matter supporters having a conversation with law enforcement. And it was a very interesting 15-minute video. We need more talks like this. And I was really, you know, kind of like, you know, it kind of was pulling me both ways. You know, you had like, I would say one person in the law enforcement that was kind of understanding, you know, with the Black Lives Matter. One of the cops, he didn't really have much to say and about the Black Lives Matter movement. And, you know, one of the cops, he actually, you could see that his rhetoric was like, well, you know, all lives matter, no matter what, you know, trying to say, you know, just play the tape when you get a chance. And it just had me like going back and forth, like, damn, like people really still don't get it. They just, you know, Black Lives Matter basically came out of black people mostly getting killed by unarmed black people, by the way, getting killed by mostly white cops. And then you come with the all lives matter, you know, that's like a protest for the protest we already started.
Right, it's a counter protest.
Yeah, counter protest. And then you got blue lives matter. Like, come on, B, like, come on with something original. Like, all lives do matter. Like, you know, we're not, that's stupid for people to say that, you know, and then they're like, well, why are you going to just have Black Lives Matter? Because you're not getting killed at the rate. We're only 13% of the freaking country, but we're getting killed at, you know, just not killed, but, you know, caged, you know. So it's like either we killed or caged, and, you know, what they call me, I'm an anomaly. I made it out the hood, past 25, you know what I'm saying? Like, and, you know, hey, I'm not a athlete, superstar, or celebrity, but I'm still here to, you know, I'm trying to, you know, basically do this and get in people's lives and help make other lives better. Because even though I didn't grow up with a silver spoon, I mean, some people probably say I had a silver spoon because I was the only child. You know, I grew up in the hood. You know, my mother wasn't on drugs or alcohol like that. So I had things that, you know, normal kids.
You got a couple advantages.
Yeah, just a couple of advantages, you know, even though I grew up in the bridge, you know, boogie down, but.
High Bridge?
High Bridge.
I was going to tell you, I don't know if you watched Luke Cage or not, but do you watch, you know Luke Cage? You know about that?
Yeah.
Are you watching the second season at all?
Nah, I didn't start it yet.
Well, I don't want to freaking. There's one scene where Luke Cage has to fight his nemesis. You know what I'm saying?
In the bridge?
Yeah, he's like, meet me where you want. He's like, High Bridge.
Oh,
and they actually fight on the High Bridge. But I'll let you get to that.
I gotta see that.
Damn. But real quick before I pop off the video, I want to say salute to Blue Label and Jean-Paul Shelton. Thanks for joining us, guys. So here I'm just gonna play a little snippet of the video. Just so you can see what Jizo's talking about. And, of course, you know, I would recommend watching the full video. It's on a YouTube channel actually called Jubilee. Jizo, is that muted?
Yeah, it's muted.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, you know it's crazy? It looked like it said middle ground. It said Jubilee, but then I guess their middle ground also. But, yeah, you'll see it. Like, yeah. It said Jubilee, though, but, yeah. Okay.
The phrase all lives matter was derived from Black Lives Matter to subvert Black Lives Matter. And I won't come here and sit down and say that that's okay.
You know, I'm an armed patrol officer, so I do respond to burglar alarms. So if someone breaks into someone's house, have a gun, I would have to respond to that certain situation. So I do fear for my life in a way, I guess you can say.
I do something that I think every black man, every black person in this country, many people of color have been trained to do. And that's when a law enforcement officer gets behind me and I'm driving. I'm making sure I'm signaling, I'm checking my speed. I'm thinking of all the different legitimate ways that you could stop me. And in that moment, I recognized and I realized that I'm not a scholar with a bachelor's in political science, a bachelor's in sociology, a master's in public policy. In that moment, I'm just another black man to that officer, and that scares me.
I choose not to live in fear. If the question was, do I feel less safe now than I did 5 years ago, I would say yes. And I think that that's because we have rampant social chaos that's expanding. And I think that that's playing a large role in a lot of the trends that we're seeing.
My name is Elisa Blair. I am African American. I'm also a criminal defense attorney. As a public defender, I've seen the mistreatment of my clients. I see the disproportionate incarceration of Black and brown people. And I see the excessive force used in arrests.
I had conflicting feelings about coming here today.
For me, I was conflicted because I don't feel like I should speak for Black oppression, but as a white woman, I think that I can be of value to other white people who may not understand. I'm Sandra Cruz. Well, I'm from the 60s, and I went to jail a lot for fighting for women's rights. And as a human being, I think it's important that I speak out and speak up for injustices.
I'm feeling conflicted now as someone who steps into the law enforcement side as if we are on opposite sides. I am a law enforcement officer and a Black Lives Matter supporter. I find myself searching for what to do and how to make a difference, and I've had moments of thinking about leaving the force. I finally had a realization that this gives me an opportunity to have a different angle as a white woman and also as a police officer to potentially make a difference, even if it's just with changing myself.
Yeah, so there's some very deep stuff. Like if you listen to more of it, you know, I was just like taken back by the female. There was 3 cops, so it was a white female cop, you know, Spanish dude with the hat turned back. Look, you know, I ain't gonna. It looked like he one of those cops. He was like, "Yo, man, I'm gonna take all your." But he, you know, he was a cop, and then they had the white cop, and you know, on the Black Lives Matter movement side, it was, you know, the light skinned dude, the white old lady, and it was a black older lady, heavy set. But anyway, I was trying to say is that the female cop was like kind of like on the Black Lives Matter side, and what she was saying was that, like, you know, it was one time that her being, you know, in police officer, she got into like kind of a debate with the white officer, saying that he was just like on some like, well, I have to, like, you know, enforce the law, and she was like, yeah, but at the same time you're a citizen and a human being with feelings, so you have to like depict what's right and what's wrong. He's just like on some, well, yada yada, I'm just going to do whatever my overseer tells me, and, you know, yada. And what that guy said, the black guy said, he's like basically what I was saying at the beginning of the show, you know, all lives matter is just a counter protest to Black Lives Matter, just like Blue Lives Matter. And you know, I even saw, you know, even though we're in a blue state, you know, we got some, you know, Trump supporters or Republicans up here, and I used to see like all lives matter on like plastic, like, you know, whatever you want to call those lawn things on people's lawns, like
a sign. Yeah, like a
sign. Yeah, I'm sorry. Been up too long. No excuse. All right. No, but yeah, you know, it just used to get me tight. Like, so it's like y'all taking that rhetoric like we're just trying to say only Black Lives Matter. No, motherfucker. Like, your kids are not out here yet. If you're okay, let's keep it on 100 shit. Like, a white kid can walk down the block, even in the hood. Even okay, let's say like New Haven. There's some bad hoods in New Haven or Bridgeport. They're not probably going to get approached like a black or Hispanic kid. You know, it's just that's how it is. And you know, it's just sad, but it is what it is. And only way to change this, I know people like, well, stop talking about the problem and think of the solution. Or what's the solution? The solution is to fucking vote people out of office like Jeff Sessions and your boy Trump that don't give a fuck about that shit. Like you see Trump with the rhetoric, oh, hit their head, and like breaking. I was listening to Laura Coates earlier. Hit his head on the car when he put him in the. Then he's taking away the people that voted for Trump. He's taking away your First Amendment. But I'm getting off topic with, you know, what we're talking about, the Black Lives Matter movement versus, you know, not versus, but trying to see eye to eye with police enforcement. What I think needs to happen is more conversations like this. I mean, we had a lady on the Black Lives Matter movement side. She's a public defender. Like, you used to be a public defender, right?
No,
well,
I did an internship. At the public defender's office in a town near here.
Yeah, and she was saying, like, she sees the unfairness that mostly brown-skinned people get. And you know, like when we say Black Lives Matter, it's not just about, it's mostly about us getting killed by mostly white officers, you know, but you people act like, well, I don't want to say you people, just people, like a lot of people in general, not, you know, of course not the people that are getting done to, meaning, you know, brown-skinned people are like, oh, well, why doesn't my life matter? Your life is not at risk like black people. Let's keep it in, like my Uncle Matt would say, where the ghost can get it. your kid is not at risk like my kid is if he's walking down the block. Just say I grew up in the Bronx, so if my kid is, I got a godson. He's like my height, 13, my height. No, so you think if he you don't even have to have a hoodie on. He's walking down the block late at night, and they report a freaking burglary or shots, so he has shots fired, and he's walking down the block, even with my son that's much shorter than him. Tamir Rice, for example, you think if they see something in his like cell phone, like Nia Wilson, or some shit, you think they're gonna like, oh, let me see your hands, or no, they're gonna come out with guns blazing. Not saying they just gonna always shoot, but a lot of these cops act like they trying to save. I ain't gonna say that, but if y'all saw King Kong, y'all know what I'm saying. But y'all acting like y'all trying to save a lady from a beast or something. Like, no, nobody's. Most of the time, you could diffuse the situation without shooting. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I know cops that are going through training now or that became cops like a year or two ago. But it's just like, yo, like, also it's a book out called, I think it's called Black and Blue. It was a cop. This is black dude. He used to be a cop, and he actually got a gun pulled on him by his fellow officer. I don't know if he had gotten into an argument with him or it was like some shit. And he said he had the gun to his head, and the guy was like, I don't know, like he basically got a book on talking about how you have to be inside. It's like being on the inside of the blue, what they said, the blue wall. So like it's like all this shit's been going on for like say the last 50 to 100 years, and now that we got more black cops inside, like they said, black cops don't get the same pay as white, some white cops. They got officers that are getting like they're milking the fucking overtime. Even if it was a female black cop, she called and she's like, they say blue lives or don't snitch on your fellow officer or the blue wall of silence, but that doesn't matter until they get in trouble. When they get in trouble, meaning the white officers mostly, because there's still a division between white officers and black officers, especially female black officers. When they get in trouble, then they want you to, oh, yo, you want to hold me down, right? Yeah, blue lives matter. Oh yeah, blue wall of silence. But when everything is all jolly and shit, they're not equal. But some of them see that and some of them don't. Some of them like, yo, I'm down now. So we all bleed blue. But I'm just glad that this conversation happened. That educated brother, I think he was like just like you, Tommy. I think he was a political science.
Yeah, he said he had a bachelor's degree in political science, sociology, and a master's degree in public policy.
Yeah, and he was very articulate, just like yourself. I mean, I can get articulate at science, but my guy here, nah. But yeah, go ahead.
Just real quick, I wanted to say salute to Rob Lowe 2000 and Flat Bastard Stacy. Thanks for joining us.
Oh yeah. You know what I'm saying? I'm just getting into my thoughts here. I didn't get a chance.
And Chantel has actually joined us while you were going on.
Oh,
Chantel,
shit.
what up?
Hey guys, what up? Jeez, I don't think you're gonna be articulate. You don't have the right vernacular. You know this already.
Oh, she covered the vernacular. Did you find your slipper, Cinderella? Did you get back? I told you, yeah, she got back in time. What time was it out there? It's 11:45. Oh, you got back just in time. That's right. God, yeah.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Just before my curfew.
You know what I'm saying?
Back home.
You got the James Brown a podcast in here. He like, listen, man, she's better be back by 11:40 something. Nah,
I gave her the day off. She came on, you know what I'm saying? Because she felt bad. But thanks for joining us, Chantel. So with the sometimes I look at these conversations that we're having, like Black Lives, in this case, Black Lives Matter versus the police, man. And you got to understand with the police that there's a way that they operate, and that their methods just directly clash with what Black Lives Matter is trying to say and trying to accomplish. Yeah. That's why to me, I don't even know if I necessarily would have a conversation with police that are not from my town, because these people were they look random to me. I don't know if I saw the whole video. It's not like they were from from the same town, but I think the whole exercise is almost futile in a way. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's thought-provoking, but it's like, you know what? I need to talk to the cops in my town. You know what I'm saying? For instance, me and Gizo, we haven't even talked about this, but there was a situation involving a cop in our town recently. You know what I mean? So I'm already looking up the alderman's phone number, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm looking up the police commission, because we have a troubled police officer in this town. Now, luckily, we have a small town. I think we probably have maybe about 50 cops. You know what I'm saying? And this one guy has had a couple incidences that are you know, they're not becoming of an officer. Let's just say that. And the chief actually tried to fire him, but the police commission reversed it. You know, they basically, because, you know, he's got to get his due process. And the police commission was like, nah, pretty much voted unanimously. So to me, it's these incestual relationships that the police have with their oversight. You know what I'm saying? The police commission is there supposed to check the police. But you got a cop that's beating people up, effing them up, using excessive force multiple occasions, and 8-0, they vote to keep them in. So I want to ask them, and I'm planning on asking them, and probably a letter or a phone call, when this guy freaking hurts someone real bad and kills someone, and they get a multi-million-dollar settlement, is it going to come out of your effing pockets? You know what I'm saying? Or is it going to come out of the taxpayers' pockets? Now, we all know the damn answer. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm pissed about it.
So was this cop black, white, or Spanish?
This guy was a white officer. You know, we have a lot of white officers here, and what I have to. What's funny is that in this town, you know, I actually have never had a problem with a police officer. Been here for about 8 years. You know what I mean? Never really been pulled over. Never been harassed. Never been sized up and down. Like, who the fuck is this cat? You know, like I would in my hometown in New Haven, man. They're known. They're sizing you up. Like,
you know what's crazy though? I think like they know who you are, even though they don't like. Cause I think, especially with, you know, my TLC place with New York Taxi Limousine, it was one night I was he came out like the ground, man. I pulled into a gas station, right? And I don't know where he came from. You know, the Valero with the Dunkin' Donuts, and then it was on a late night too, and I came out and he was behind me. Like, what the fuck he came from, man? But I think they know the license plate. They know where I live at probably. They're like, okay, yeah, this dude is working. You know, I see him in a suit and tie. You know, I see him around town. Like, yeah, they probably don't, of course, know me personally, but they know that car or the cars I drive. And they probably know, like, you know, certain cops probably know the areas, you know, because it's not like you said, it's a big but small town, you know what I'm saying? It's not like a borough, you know, or like even like a town like New Haven, or, you know what I'm saying, like where it's mad more people, or Bridgeport or Hartford, or where it's like urban, then it's rural, then, you know what I'm saying? So it's like
the reality is you don't get your balls busted when you're not in a big town. I feel like, you know what I'm saying, like as much, you know. That's why like people in rural areas, they don't really and that's the problem. They don't get it because they don't see cops. Like, they could probably go a whole day without seeing a freaking cop. You know what I'm saying? But for us, you know, especially in the bigger towns, they're all over the place. So. I just want to jump in real quick. Thanks for Couch Talk TV. What up? Thanks for joining us, Jess Var. Thanks for joining us as well. We really appreciate it. Yeah. So that's all I'm gonna say on that.
Yeah, and you know, like one more thing about with these cops, and you know, the conversation is good. I could go back and forth, but I know we don't have that much time. But it was a good conversation. I'm glad that guy basically said like he can't go for all lives matter and blue lives matter as, you know, what's that word I'm looking for? A counter protest to Black Lives Matter, because basically you didn't hear about all lives matter or blue lives matter till Black Lives Matter came out, and that shit got me tight. I'm like, oh, here we go. I even had a cop, you know, I used to go, you know, he live in the hood, you know, he's down, you know, in Florida, and he was talking at, you know, blue lives matter, and I'm like, dude, like, yeah, okay, y'all got a dangerous job. They're just like me. I drive for a living. No, like you were saying, if you want to get in statistics, basically, I can die doing my job way quicker than the cop, you know, gets killed on his job, because fucking people die every day on the road. I mean, you know, if you want to talk about shit like that, I don't know the percentage-wise, but I'm pretty sure that there's a high percentage of me getting, like, in an accident and dying than them getting shot, you know, but...
Yeah, so... I just wanted to butt in there for a second, because I missed the start of the conversation. So was you guys talking about the rate of police fatalities in the States or something like that? Or just the acknowledgement of, you know, if a cop gets killed by someone, is that what you're sort of saying?
No,
in the UK, like if you know, it's very, like, very, very serious if like a cop gets killed, you know, in service, really. Like, it's very rare. And it's, you know, it's seen as very heinous, like people just wouldn't do it. You know, you wouldn't think to kill a police officer in the UK, really. So I was just wondering.
Yeah, I was talking about this video that my daughter actually showed me last night, where it was 3 people for Black Lives Matter that supported Black Lives Matter, and they had 3 law enforcement officers. So it was 6 people in the room and they had 3 law enforcement officers, 3 people that was for Black Lives Matter. One law enforcement officer was a police officer was for Black Lives Matter, which was a white female. Then you had a white older female that was on the Black Lives Matter side, and there was a light-skinned dude, black dude, and an older black lady. So they just were going back and forth. Like, say they ask a question, and like say they'd be like, they'll say, they'll make a statement. So the guy, that was asking them questions, or he'll say something like, "I fear for my life." So if you feel that in your everyday life that you fear for your life, you will walk forward to have a seat and talk about why you fear for your life. So, for example, the black guy, when he said that, he walked and said, like, yeah, I fear for my life because when a cop pulls up behind me, it doesn't matter that I have a bachelor's degree in political science and whatever else he had, or a master's of blah, blah, blah. He's like, I'm just another regular black man, and that kind of scares me because basically they don't look at you as a educated person or nothing. When you're in that car and you're black, driving while black. And then it was the Spanish police officer. He came forward and said, because he's the cop that gets called when people get their houses broken into, and he said, so when I report to a crime scene, he's like, I kind of fear for my life because I could be going in there and the burglar could still be in there. So it was stuff like that. And then they were asking like, how did you feel about, were you conflicted about coming here today? And and then now I'm gonna say it because when y'all look at the video, the white police officer was actually, he was just like the dude I wouldn't want to get pulled over by, because he was acting like, he was on that all lives, blue lives matter, all lives matter. He didn't think that Black Lives Matter should be different from all lives matter. Like the black dude was saying, yeah, all lives matter. You know what I'm saying? But y'all don't get it. Like y'all, if your kids are not gonna get looked at or profiled the same way as a black kid does, you know what I'm saying? And it's just, that's how the system is. It's systematically, police were, if you want to go back in history, they were made to catch slaves and bring them back to plantations. That's what KRS was even saying that, police officer, well, how you say it?
Black cop.
Overseer.
Black cop.
Yeah, black cop. Overseer. That's what it was. Overseer. That's what it was. You oversee this shit here. You go get this slave and bring him back. If you got to beat his ass, whatever. The same shit is going on today. They either killing you or they locking you up. And I don't want to get on that it was all the white man's fault, because sometimes we do get in the jams and we put ourselves there, but it's a trap. Just like down south, you hear the trap, trap music, trap. It's a trap. Like the hood is a trap. If you don't get out, if you're not smart enough to get out, or people are guiding you and not smart enough to get you out, you're trapped. You're going to either end up in jail or you're going to end up dead, or you're going to end up poor as fuck, which is going to basically lead you to, you might as well be like Nas said, you just a crumb inside the earth, where the rich run it, some shit. You know what I'm saying? But that's some old lyric right there.
We got a message from a friend of the show, Nozzle. Let's see how this will play out here. This is the first time he said the message. I'm like, oh shit, I didn't even set up to receive the message.
Yeah, I saw that shit.
And of course, I don't hear nothing yet. Hold on. We're going to figure it out. We're going to make it. All right. Let's see what happens this time. All right, I think I might have to do some figuring out here, because for some reason I'm not hearing a damn thing. All right, Leah, let us work on it. Nozzle, we'll get it out there. We appreciate it, though. Now I hear a weird echo. You hear that? You're not unmuted over there, are you?
Yeah, that's muted.
Okay, cool. All right, Gizo, keep going. you have any more or Chantel? You guys got any more thoughts on?
Yeah, I was actually going to just sort of co-sign what Gizo just said in regards to you was talking about the trap, right? And it's funny because I just literally came from a show with a reggae artist, and he was literally talking to the audience about like the systematic trap that we all live in as a society, how it's like designed
WTFU.
designed to keep us down. And it's like, we know this, right? Like so many of us like recognize this trap, but I feel like the key thing now is to understand how to kind of rise above it and to kind of like beat them at their own game kind of thing. And I feel like that's where we are now. That's what we're trying to strive for.
Right, absolutely. And we have to do that by coming together for sure. And I'm gonna be talking about coming together soon here. But let's go ahead and I think I got this going, as you guys may have heard a little bit. Let's play this message from our friend Nozzle.
WTFU is Nozzle for Shazzle. CT Couch Talk. Love your inspirational topics. Love your angles. Want you to keep on doing the damn thing to the top, baby. My comment is for you today. Where do you think the presidency is going for 2020? Will Trump do another 4 years? Does he still have the power? Let me know. Peace, dogs.
Well, I don't think he does, to be honest. Oh, I'm hoping he does. See, I'm waiting for these midterms. Right now I'm living life, election, to election. The 2020 is obviously the general election, that's a presidential election year. But right now, for me to be able to tell, it's all about what's going to happen in November. If the energy's there for November, and we come out and we take the House back, House of Representatives, we take that back, that's gonna indicate to me whether America is waking up or not. You know what I mean? If we don't take the House back, America is still asleep, right? And obviously the title of the show, wake the fuck up. That's the whole purpose of it all. It's trying to get people. This is action. I'll just call it what it is. It's action radio. This isn't up here. You know what I'm saying? We're not up here. We're not trying to sell anything, right? You don't see any merchandise. When was the last time I asked you asked anybody for $1?
Yeah.
I don't want any. What I want is fucking for people to get engaged. So that's either talking to other. Now I understand if you don't vote yourself, hey, maybe encourage someone. I know that's kind of hypocritical, right? Try to get someone else to vote. Be like, yo, I can't do it, but yo, if you can do it, you know what I mean? I'm sure somebody, the country will be grateful.
If you can't vote,
right? Some people can't, right? Because due to criminal records, there still are a lot of state. As a matter of fact, what's on the ballot for Florida, it's a ballot initiative in Florida for felons to get their right to vote back.
Yeah.
To get their rights to. I know I'm twisting my words up here.
Yo, if you can't vote, man, you should try to take like 2 or 3 people to vote, man. That's how I want it. Fuck, because I never looked like Puff that. P Diddy said vote or die. So if we don't vote, that's the only that's like everybody always talking about. Yo, I'm tired of people talking about this. What's the solution? The solution is to vote these old cronies, old motherfuckers that don't want to see you die. Basically, die. Fuck it, die, nigga, die. That's what they saying, man. That's what they saying. Fuck it, man. I'm tired of trying to be all proper and shit. You know what I'm saying?
You don't want to be PC no more.
Nah, fuck that, man. That's what they want. And I get so tight. It's like some blood pressure boiling. I feel like Jada behind the mic, like, yo, these motherfuckers don't give a fuck about you, man. Like, and that's why the young people and you got these trolls. Oh, don't vote. They don't care about you. Get off the plantation, like it's somebody that you had a little couch talk TV with. Get off the Democratic plantation. But what has the Republican plantation done for you? What is this guy Trump really trying to do for you? It just kills me.
So what do you think? Is Trump gonna be around in 2020?
The ask Nozzle's question. That's a tough question. I hope he's not. But like you said, to follow what you said, yeah, this midterm shit is big. I hope Mueller got something on his ass. Mueller's like the silence, the sniper. Like he's just waiting in the trees, in the cut, in the bushes, like, taking his time, getting shit together. And I hope he just not literally snipes him, but I hope he gets him out of the office. I hope he gets him impeached. I mean, that, what I'm saying? Like, he got 12 indictments. He getting indictments. I heard, he getting all these indictments. Like they said, Putin is not going to follow through on that shit. Because the motherfuckers that he got indictments on is in Russia chilling, laughing. So, other stuff that's going on, basically answer Nas's questions, I don't know. I hope he does get out. I don't know if he got enough power. I mean, like Tom said, it's up to the people. Let's see. If y'all vote, if y'all wake the fuck up, then he doesn't. If the Republicans keep the fucking House of Representatives or whatever, then I guess he does got that. I guess he fucking gassed y'all's. Yo,
I've got a question for you guys. Actually, would you embrace having another like celebrity president, like if like Oprah ran? Like, would you embrace that? Or you guys laughing? I guess not.
I toyed with the idea for a while because I was saying to myself, you know, although I thought about it, you know, even though I don't agree with it, because I'm saying to myself, who's going to be able to take this guy down? You know, basically, you know, he has a cult following. So so I started to say to myself, do we need someone just as popular, right? So basically the equivalent of him on the left. And you know, I'm actually starting to change my mind on that. I believe that we can get back to having, you know, basically all we need is another Barack Obama-like candidate. Now, don't get me wrong, Barack Obama wasn't, you know, the return of Jesus Christ, you know, for those who believe in that stuff. You know, some people like to coin him Black Jesus. I used to say it myself just to annoy some of the people that I was having a conversation with. Because the thing is, they would hit me that he was the Antichrist. That's what cats used to. Oh, he's the fucking Antichrist. Well, I was like, that's funny because I think he's Black Jesus. So.
Or they call the Obama family fucking apes and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what kills me about all this stuff that, was going on. It's like, there's so much racism and hate. You know, like, okay, Obama, you know, he was a good president. I'm not going to sit here and say everything he did was right. But come on, man. Like, yo, first of all, people, okay, getting back to the plantation shit again with the Democrat. Like, what's that chick from Stanford? The one that's, I don't know if she's like trolling for views.
Oh, fucking Candace Owens.
Candace Owens. Like, just like, you know, your dude Gene was saying. You're trolling. I mean, not trolling, getting off the Democratic plantation. So, like, what has being a Republican got you? Like, where are you? Like, are you really that financially much better off? Like, you know, trying to go behind a guy that, you know, wanted to see people your skin color die, and then when they DNA proved him innocent, he still didn't even apologize.
Central Park 5, right?
Central Park 5. Or he discriminated against people like you with his house and then tried to countersue and say that, oh, they can't say I was being discriminated. Yo, this guy, Trump University. You want to talk about education? He's a good businessman. That's what people kill me. Oh, he's a good businessman. This guy's a crook, man. I didn't keep up with him that much when he was in New York because you just, you know, you come to New York, oh, Trump Towers. Oh, he got money. I ain't going to research him like that. Like, now he's affecting my life. So, okay, he's another billionaire or supposedly billionaire because you don't know how much, you don't want to show his freaking taxes. So he might be negative 200 million or 200 or 20 billion or whatever. Because I saw that in the book. They was like, he could be upside down and just like robbing people to pay Paul. Like, he could, you know, just like that 666 Fifth Avenue shit that Jared Kushner got bailed out by the Qatars. You heard about that shit, right?
Yeah.
No, I'm saying I get deep on this shit. I know my shit, man. I might not be political at my time. I know this shit, goddamn.
So to answer your question, Chantel, no.
Yeah, no.
No, we don't need a celebrity. To me, you know, actually, I think we need this is a battle of old white guys. You know, and I know that seems crazy because it's the minorities that are being oppressed, but in this situation, we need, and that's why I would like to see Joe Biden run, because Joe Biden, you know, is the only cat, because he's basically in the same age bracket. He already said that if he was in high school, he would take Trump to the behind the bleachers and basically whoop his ass. You know, he said that about 2 years ago. So that's the type of stuff that I want to see. I want to see fireworks. Like, this dude wants to be a bully. Hey, we got some bullies too. You know, but it can't be it can't be a female. You know, I hate to say it, but because his crowd just loves when his sexism. You know what I mean? That just amps them up. You know, we need to basically fight fire with fire, and it has to be in my opinion, it has to be an old white guy that's gonna go at him hard. You know what I'm saying? And I think right now the only cat that I see is Joe Biden, really. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like you said, it is a fight amongst old white men because first of all, we got Trump because of the backlash of Obama, right? Then like, how many times can he insult the people that support him? Oh, I love dumb people. Okay, that means I love these people that don't do research and just go off what I say and believe everything I say is real and everything else is fake fucking news. Then also, what else? This guy, you know, all this shit he's doing is just like, how can you vote for this guy just because you thought he was going to make the economy better? And basically, he's just doing business deals. You know, he's bailing out the farmers. He caused that shit. Like, then he wants to build a wall that costs, like, I heard $22 billion Mexico, I thought Mexico was going to pay for it. Now you making taxpayers pay for the shit. Like, I don't see that shit, though, but, he wants to build a wall to keep the immigrants out. Like, this fucking country is built on, immigrants coming over here wanting a better life. Now you want to keep them out, because, like, I know some people be like, well, every country has immigration, policies, and you can't just let people come across the border. Like, okay, well, don't take the kids away, and it's just all this shit is going on, man. It's just so much shit that you be like, damn, like, how can people actually follow this dude and really think that he's doing a good job unless you just rich and you like, yo, you know what? I know this dude is not a good president, but I got this money and I'm just gonna sit back and let him fuck the world and I'm gonna get rich off it.
Yeah.
I mean, if you was rich, 6 figures or better, then but still, I don't think even if I was in that bracket, I could be, because I'm black. Maybe if I was white, I'd be like, but no, maybe no, because white people don't. It's just a fucked up individual. It's like,
Got another question, Jizo, for you from Couch Talk TV, our friend Nozzle. Here we go.
Couch Talk TV back at it again. I want to know, and I want to ask the panel, is the hood actually a place, or is the hood a mindset? Question mark, exclamation point, question mark, question mark. Holla.
that it's definitely a mindset. I remember years ago I was playing basketball in my old neighborhood, right? So we went. It was the basketball court was in right next to some projects, and one of my teammates was playing pretty rough, basically grown man Dominican style. What I mean? Straight fouls every play, right? But we were playing against some younger kids, and they weren't liking that. One kid was like, yo, I'm about to call my uncle. He about to come through with the strap. What I mean? It got to that level. We were like, damn, you got fouled that hard. You know what I'm saying? That you like, it just blew me away. Like you feel like you need to do that. You need to go apply, lethal force to a hard foul on a basketball court. So, and I'm saying to myself, these kids, they're soft. What I'm saying? Like, to me, if I get fouled hard, guess what? Guaranteed, I'm gonna wait for you to jump up. I'm gonna do you dirty like you did me. And then if the opportunity presents itself, if you wanna handle it off the court, then we can handle it off the court, right? And go straight to boxing. At that point, it's gonna turn into shout out to Kovalev and matter of fact, for my boxing fans out there, Kovalev got knocked the fuck out this weekend. The Crusher, they call him, but yeah, he got beat up by this Colombia kid. I forget his name, Alvarez. It was a nice little HBO fight, but yeah, so we can handle it with the knuckle game and see what happens there. But then a kid was like, because I was like, you know what? Because it was getting real tense. I was like, man, let's finish up this game. Let's whoop their ass and let's get off this playground. And this kid he was about no older than, I don't know, 13. No, actually, he was like 11. He was like, this ain't no playground. This is the hood. And I'm saying to myself, now, how does this kid at his age understand that he's in the hood? Who told him that? And maybe, so to me, he's been programmed, because those projects can be just as clean, as safe as a freaking a condominium. What I'm saying? Here in West Haven, Milford, Darien, Connecticut, they could just be just as nice. If the people decided every weekend, right, we're gonna come together, we're gonna police call. When I say police call is a military term we used to use. I'm sure we're still using it, but basically it means you clean the ground. You know what I mean? We used to say anything that doesn't grow goes. So cigarette butts, trash. You know what I'm saying? That's how a military base keeps itself clean, at least the Marines anyways, is you got Marines cleaning that shit by hand, picking up the crap off the ground. If we all decided, no, we don't want you guys hanging out at on the stoops. You guys don't live here. Get away from our porches. You know what I mean? All this, if we just all came together. So I think it is a mentality, because you can make the hood this neighborhood that I live in could be the hood. Right, if the wrong element starts to move in and decide, we're gonna turn up. You know what I'm saying? Fucking, this ain't our fucking home. We're gonna trash it.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. At first, I was gonna disagree, but
Oh, you go ahead. Disagree,
no,
brother.
First of all, that dude is pussy. The one that said, I'm going to get my uncle get the scrap. He pussy.
Yeah, he was young. You know, he's a young
pussy.
But remember, we don't want to use the term.
Oh, sorry.
Because we got Chantel, we got female listeners, and their anatomy deserves to be respected.
Damn, I'm sorry. I can't get too
Actually, but
sorry,
you know,
man.
not for nothing. The word, because when we're saying pussy, it really refers to a cat, and we know cats are
exactly.
Right.
Exactly. But yo, I think that I see what you're saying with the mindset, the mind state, New York state of mind. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, people because I do see projects or condominiums in downtown Manhattan that used to be projects, but they turn them into condos, and people with money live in them. So I'm kind of on the borderline because it's a mind state, but then like I showed you the picture, I showed you and Chantel, my godson that lives in the hood where I grew up at.
Taking pictures with A Boogie.
Yeah, he took a picture with A Boogie. Yo, my godson is 13. He's 6 feet tall, like my height. Shit crazy. So it's like, I think it's basically what you said, either a mind state or being where you. What's the other thing you said? What I'm trying to get at. Where I think it's basically where you're at physically too, because it was a shootout like 10 minutes after he took the picture. So, it's a mind state. You could be like, yo, I'm going to make my neighborhood better. But, the other 100 people that living around you, I understand what you're saying, because the other 100 people could have the hood mind state and just make it a fucked up area wherever you're at. And that's why they have shootouts and fucking selling crack. And, so like where my godson stays at, where I used to live, is the hood to me, because shit, you could get killed. I don't think I'm going to get killed walking around West Haven. I could walk around West Haven 24/7 and not be bothered even by a gang. I mean, it's not like it's gangs roaming around. If I walk around my old hood 24/7 just walking, and I look like say in a suit and tie, I think I could walk around here in a suit and tie and nobody would really bother me. Maybe a couple of scragglers might ask me for some change, or maybe I might get approached. I don't really walk around late at night or even, but you walk around.
I feel like.
Go ahead.
I'm just gonna say, I feel like, the environments are created to stimulate the mindset, right? So, like, some of these so-called hood areas, like the drugs flooded in, unemployment is there, people have this poverty mindset, etc., and then it just creates a mindset in people that they live in a hood. Because, like, for example, like with me, I remember when I was younger and I went to my friend's area, and I remember like years later he was saying to me like, I can't believe how brave you was when you came into my ends, because that was like a hood area and you don't know what was happening to girls this time. And I said, well, I didn't know, do you know what I mean? So I didn't have that mindset that you guys have created within your own mind. So for me, this is not me walking into like a danger zone. I've just walked into an area, but you guys are living in this environment that's been created, and now you see it as an area for you to be, fearful, and for you to watch your back and you to not trust other people, kind of thing. And I feel like it's evident when you look at gentrification, because you see all these areas that we call the hood, that we call no-go areas, that people are trying to move out, or people don't want to build in those areas because there's nothing here, there's nothing fertile here. But now guess what, people have come in, they've rebuilt the areas, and now we can't live in those areas now, and it's the same exact area code, but the whole mindset has changed. So I feel like it's definitely a mind shift that we need to do. And if there was more like a community initiative, we could flourish more in the areas that are called the hood.
Right.
It's just an area that people live in.
Yeah, absolutely. And they're trapped in their own mind. But it's like you said with gentrification. I mean, it's seeing the value in what you have. I mentioned I was talking to my coworker. My father always had this saying, when he used to see the house kind of in a disarray, he was, why is this house a mess? He was like, I grew up on a dirt. And when I he was like, the house that I grew up when I was a kid, we had a dirt floor, and my mother kept it clean. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it was kind of a joke, but it was like, as I grew older, I understood what he was saying. The little bit that you have, you have to treat it like, and like I was talking, like when I went to Hollywood a few weeks ago, right? I was in California, looking at all these people's houses. I got bored. I'm like, okay, there's a couple nice houses, blah, blah, blah. But at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? The house that I mainly give a F about is the one that I own. Yeah, it's small. It's nowhere. Freaking Tommy Hilfiger's chandelier probably costs as much as my damn house. You know what I'm saying? But my house means everything to me. Even if I had a dirt floor, yeah, I would pick it, you know what I'm saying, clean.
Yeah,
So it's about realizing the little bit that we have. We can't. This is the thing that we have to stop doing, is measuring up the stuff that we own against other people. This ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? This ain't nothing. This ain't mine. This ain't worth nothing. It's worth. All right. I think we're back. I think I was yelling too much. That's what it was. I tripped my shit out. Anyway, stand by. Hello? All right. You guys can hear us now, right?
Yeah, I was about to type it in. I thought I typed it, but it didn't go through.
All right, just waiting to get some confirmation from the chat room. You guys really help us out. I'm pretty sure we're going out. What's up?
Nah, I didn't even know. He said no. Just what said no, but that was like.
That was a minute ago. There we go. All right, thank you. Let's see here. Yeah, so what the hell was I even talking about? I got a short-term memory. So, but yeah, so we just need to treat the little bit that we have. It's everything to us, and why not make it look pretty, even if it is a dirt floor? Sweep that dirt floor. You know what I'm saying? Make sure that the dirt is that there's nothing other than that dirt. You know what I mean? And I understand the mentality, and that's why the projects no one cares about, right? There's graffiti, there's freaking trash. People treating it like it's not theirs. You're there now. You're there in the moment. It's yours. You know what I'm saying? It's as much as yours as you want it to be. So yeah. So anyways, I want to jump.
I think saying that, but sorry, I just wanted to balance that out. Mm-hmm. It's yours in the moment, but also remember that you don't own it. And the only reason I say that is just in the context of, like, I don't know if it's the same in the States, but in the UK, there's this whole thing called like postcode wars. You've got a lot of young people who are like fighting and killing each other over like their area code, and it's just like in one aspect, you've got to also remind yourself, like, why are you fighting over an area that you don't own? So it's like, respect your area, value your area, be proud of your area, but don't fight others who want to come into your area. Like, welcome them in, because it doesn't make sense to fight over it. Because, like, talking about the gentrification again, if people want to come in and say, actually, no, you got to go because we're going to change up your area, there's nothing you can do if you don't, like, own where you live as well. So just, right. I guess, keeping that balance, like, in your mind.
Sure, absolutely. Yeah, let me move on here before I get caught up. I wanted to talk about, and I know this is a couple days late already, but I had to put my 2 cents in on this shit. But this Trump LeBron James thing, right? As you guys can see, I'm flashing the tweet, right? LeBron James was just interviewed by the dumbest man on television, Don Lemon. He made LeBron look smart, which isn't easy to do. I like Mike. So we probably, so we probably already heard about this. For those of us who haven't, well, now you are hearing about it. But to me, the most striking part, right? He's insulting to. We know that the president is racist, so that's nothing new, right? Nothing earth shattering here. So and this is dog whistle politics 101. How do you basically behave in a racist manner without actually calling LeBron James and Don Lemon the N-word, or something of that nature? You insult their intelligence. So and then, but to me, the topper here, the cake topper is I like Mike, right? That right there was the whole damn tweet. Forget about everything else, because why does he like Mike? Because Mike, before you jump in, because Mike doesn't say a fucking thing about politics. Mike, in that song, what's funny? When I read this tweet, I immediately started to think of "This Is America" by Donald Glover, a.k.a. what the hell's his rap name?
Childish Gambino.
Childish Gambino, right? How did that song, the way it starts, "Black man, get your money." Yeah. Black man, it's just kind of faint in the background, right? Yeah. And he's doing that with a purpose, because he knows that that's the message that we're always getting, right? As minorities, as black people, just don't worry about anything else. Get your money. Like Mike. Mike just gets his money. He freaking sells you his sneakers at over $100, and there he wears fucking Pro-Keds when he's on vacation in Italy. You know what I mean? So he's not wearing his own shit. But yeah, so I like Mike. Get your money. Don't say shit. You know what I'm saying? And basically, when I read this tweet, if I was a black man, and I'm taking it like this anyways, but I'm like, this is what I see. I just insulted LeBron James, I think we have to reconcile that he is becoming a black leader, right? A force in social and social justice issues. I mean, he's still an active duty, quote unquote. I mean, he's a basketball player. I think he's gonna have a nice career after basketball. He's already shown it, and this is all around the school that he built, right?
He's actually a good businessman.
He's a good businessman. He's a good family man.
Yeah.
All right, is he the most intelligent? Is he a scholar? No, he has a high school education. But I think he's actually smart for the amount of education that he got. And I know that. Let's keep it real. These basketball players, what is it? The AAU. They don't do a lot of studying. You know what I'm saying? The guy is just a naturally smart guy. He's just
he's a decent human being that cares about other people that grew up not even just because they disadvantaged kids, but a lot of athletes they do what he's doing, but I guess because he's LeBron. And
$200 shit. My bad. I'm reading John Paul said, $200 sneakers. You won't fucking catch me wearing that shit, man. I'm sorry, man. Don't get me wrong. I do have a pair of freaking $400 shoes, but they're dress shoes, and I plan on having them for at least 20 years. And that's what I love about a nice dress shoe. You can send that joint back to where you got. I bought mine from Westport at Allen Edmonds. I can send them back to Allen Edmonds and get the heels done. I could get them re-tanned. The Jordan, I can't send them shits back to Nike to get those shits, freshened up. The patented leather ain't gonna stop being wrinkled on them shits right at the toe. So anyways, so Jizo, go ahead. My bad.
Nah, I was just saying that basically, Mike, like you said, he didn't. I think somebody told me I didn't really. Was it you that told me he said he just supports LeBron James?
Yeah, he did tell NBC that he so that was his response. He's like, I support LeBron James. He's doing good things in his community. That's all he said. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So that was a very middle of the road, answer. Basically, now I'm not gonna shit on Trump, you know what I'm saying? But I'm not gonna jump on the LeBron train all out either. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. What would have been nice if he would have said, as a matter of fact, I'm gonna cut a check to LeBron school. You know what I'm saying? Because he knows everyone knows that school's gonna need funding. That's what's gonna keep this school alive, right? You know what I mean? With the I Promise school, that it's gonna need a lot of freaking money. So it would have been nice if he would have said, I'm about to send him a check for $5 million, which would have been nothing for obviously for Jordan because he's a billionaire.
Yeah, exactly.
So let's see here. So we had that tweet, and then we got the tweet from Don Lemon. Zing. Stand by as I freaking work some stuff out here. All right, here we go. Who's the real dummy? A man who puts kids in classrooms or one who puts kids in cages? Yeah, no shit. And I'm not a big fan. I'm not gonna front. I'm not a big fan of Don Lemons. I think he's a little too soft. And I'm not saying that because he's homosexual. I just want to get that in the clear. You know what I'm saying? Because you could go hard. You know what I'm saying? Homosexuals are just as hard or soft as anyone else in the general population. But I think as a journalist, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't think he goes hard enough. Now, he has turned up since the Trump era. I give him that. But on a lot of issues, especially involving Black Lives Matter, some of the police killings, he was kind of just a little too just milk toast for me. It's just like, you got to go fucking harder than that, man.
Yeah, even though they're not journalists, you need to be like Black Eagle Joe Madison or Karen Hunter, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, go, get mad. Like, he doesn't, like you say, he's lax, but, that's his style.
So let's see here. Let me look at my notes right quick. Oh, so I love how this so with LeBron James, how the attack on LeBron James has to be about his intellect, right? When Colin Kaepernick stepped up, it was, he's only doing this because he has a failing career. See, they can't use that angle with LeBron because he just signed a big deal. He's getting toward the end of his prime, but he's basically still a valuable player, obviously, in this league. So they don't talk about his career. They talked about his intellect. Now, if LeBron had a freaking a PhD in mathematics, they would come up with something else. There's an NFL baller, matter of fact, young. Actually, he just retired. He's a younger black dude, and he was working on his mathematics PhD. You know, this guy's like basically a math genius. You know, and he's like, I'm quitting football because, you know, when I'm doing he's like, I'm working on my PhD, and when I'm doing these complex, you know, mathematical equations, he's like, it's taking me longer. He's like, before I could do so much math in my head, because when you're like when you're a mathematician, it's all about visualization. You have to be able to do complex stuff in your head before you even get to your chalkboard or your paper.
Yeah.
You have to have done insane amounts of calculations already in your head, because you can't just write out all that stuff. It just takes way too long.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So he's like, a lot of the visualization, you know what I'm saying? I couldn't do it anymore. He's like, because I've been concussed. But anyway, that's another point. So say if it was that guy who was obviously a brilliant person, you know what I'm saying? He would, a guy like Donald Trump or any other, you know, anti-black racist would come up with another angle. You know, so they're always moving the goalposts. Your career's tanking. You know, you're dumb. Like what did Laura Ingraham say from as a matter of fact, LeBron James has a documentary coming up he's shooting with Showtime called Shut Up and Dribble. Now
really?
Yeah, he got that from Laura Ingraham at Fox News, who said, LeBron, just shut up and dribble, you know, a while ago. So yeah, that's that. So and then what's up with these black pastors meeting with Trump? Did you hear about that?
That was a long time ago, though.
Nah, this was recently.
It happened again?
Because they wanted to talk to him about prison reform. So they recently met up with him, and what's the point, man? To me, I wouldn't meet with him, right? If I was leading a Hispanic delegation of some sort to go meet with him, I would be like, I need a couple things from you before I even show up to the White House. I need you to go ahead, because you got Twitter fingers. I need you to apologize. You know what I'm saying? To the Hispanic community for all the shit that you've said and done about us, right? First, apologize to Mexicans for calling them racist, drug dealers, and murderers. Start off with that, and you know what I mean. Let's start off with that, and let's talk about how you're gonna put these families together. You know what I'm saying? That are separated at the border, and then I might think about fucking talking to you. But I'm not showing up until we lay down a couple stipulations before.
And shooting paper towels in Puerto Rico like he
Right.
at a fucking carnival and fucking. He's a coward, man. Talking about my dude McCain, even though I'm not Republican, but you know, talking about he doesn't like people that get caught, and you ain't want to go to war because you had bone spurs or shin splints or whatever the fuck that shit was.
Yeah, man. So I want to
phrase "All Lives Matter" was
Chantel fell asleep on us and shit.
Now Chantel's holding.
No, I'm listening.
Chantel's holding down the chat room for us too. Oh shit!
Yeah.
I'm in studio mode here. So let's see here. So I'm flashing an image now. I want to move on to Randy Moss. So Randy Moss, for those who may or may not have watched it or heard about it, Randy Moss wore this tie. Chantel, Randy Moss is a NFL Hall of Fame NFL wide receiver.
Okay.
He played a lot of his career was played in Minnesota. He played for the Patriots as well. But he was just inducted, and he wore this tie to his Hall of Fame acceptance ceremony. Now on the tie is victims of gun violence. Not gun violence rather, but victims of police violence. We can see some of the more popular, right? Tamir Rice, which was the young, what was it? The 13-year-old Eric Gardner, who died in New York. Freddie Gray, Baltimore. Walter Scott, South Carolina. Sandra Bland, Texas. These are some of the more recent. Alton Sterling, I believe, in Louisiana, I want to say. So he wore this tie, and he just wanted to let everyone know. He wanted to let the families know that that people are listening, that he's with them, that he gets it.
And that people remember as well, that we haven't forgotten.
Exactly. As soon as I saw that tie, I went on immediately, and this is kind of, I'm gonna show you where I'm kind of going with this. But I love the tie. I was hoping that he would set up, he should put them out for sale and have that money go to help these families.
Yeah,
if it's a nice silk tie, that goes for at least $50 to $60 for a silk tie. I got a bunch of ties myself. Some of them are polyester, but you know what I'm saying, most of them are, and they're expensive. So yeah, it would be great, and I would wear that tie is anywhere I could, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
So of course it's a one-off right now. Hopefully he'll get the message and he'll put it out there. I think it should. You could create a whole series of ties. As a matter of fact, you probably need at least for the last, 8-9 years, you probably need about 10 ties, to get all the names, you know what I mean, of all the people that have been killed, so immediately I go to the Bing, to Bing. I'm a Binger. I'm not a Googler. So I go to Bing and I type in Randy Moss's tie. So let's see here. Get rid of the tie. And this is what, let me go to studio mode here. So this is what I get. And this is what I want to talk to you guys about, is how the media frames things. So immediately you get 4 different articles about Randy Moss's tie. The first one they lead off with is Yahoo Sport. Now this is me binging this at like 1:30 in the morning at my job on Saturday, I want to say. No, I don't work Saturday. Sunday morning. So Randy Moss pays tribute to those killed via police violence with tie at Hall of Fame, from Yahoo Sports. Secondly, Sporting News. Randy Moss wears tie honoring victims killed in police violence at Hall of Fame. Third one, moving from left to right, NBC Sports. Randy Moss makes a statement with his tie at the Hall of Fame. And then Fox News. This is the one that made my eyebrow kind of go up. Ray Lewis urges togetherness in Hall of Fame speech after Randy Moss ellipsis, right? So we know what we could fill in the blanks. After Randy Moss, talks about his tie or whatever. So you can see the spin that Fox News is putting on this. So let's not highlight, Randy Moss's statement. Let's talk about how Ray Lewis is telling us all after, Moss talks about the tie and the victims. Let's talk about Ray Lewis, who basically is asleep at the fucking wheel. If wake the fuck up is for people that are actually, this show is designed to speak directly to people like Ray Lewis, who basically is, I don't want to go as far as calling him an Uncle Tom. Maybe that's a little too harsh, but he definitely does not see, I don't think his feelings resonate with the black community, or any minority communities at large, to be honest with you. And I tried to listen to Ray Lewis's speech, and I just couldn't. I mean, I think he's trying to be the next Creflo A. To be honest with you. I think he's getting more on the religious motivational stuff, and that's whatever. If people are into that, that's fine. That's not my cup of tea. But you can see what I see from Fox News is basically the same thing that Donald Trump is saying when he says, "I like Mike," right? Ray Lewis, Fox News is basically saying, be like Ray Lewis. Urge togetherness. Don't try to fight what's happening right now. Just, come together. I'm sorry, Ray Lewis, but the time for coming together, that shit is gone. The other side has already spoken, right? They already drew their line in the sand. They said, fuck you, we're going with the racist guy. We're elevating him to the top. Now is the time to fight. Now, if people want to get on board and join the fight with us, that's fine. But this kumbaya shit, it ain't fucking working. So, yo, fuck you. That's in short, go F yourself. Ray Lewis and Fox News. And that's where I'm at with that. Jizo?
Boyaka. Yeah, man, I'm really, I'm rolling with you, man, because this is what it is, man. Like, just like the guy you had a debate with last week, Candace Owens, like, they don't see it. It's just like, well, I don't care if white cops, because like Uncle Madison said, if it was black cops killing white men or white children or white women at the rate that white police officers are killing black children, black men, black females, that shit would have been seized a long time ago. They would make cops think 50 times before they pull the trigger. But that's why I don't understand people, even people of our ethnicity don't understand. Like, you know what I'm saying? And sometimes I get so fed up I can't even like put it in words. Like, it's right there in your face, but you want to go maybe just like the shit with Dak Prescott. Oh, we didn't even get to that yet, right?
Yeah, no, I wasn't even gonna talk about that. What up, D Holla? Thanks. Yeah.
I think Jerry Jones, like I saw to my homie, somebody is like, yo, maybe Jerry Jones pulling the strings. Like, yo, man, you gotta say this, cause my
bad. Thanks for joining us, Egg Roll. Yeah, I'm gonna try to watch my language. Sorry to the youth, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to kick the truth to the youth, you know what I mean? But I can't be harsh using that language. Yeah, I should have put up the disclaimer, the explicit language.
Oh, they must ain't hear me earlier. We
Yeah,
gotta hit the swear jar.
Yeah,
Sorry,
yeah.
Uncle Madison. I ain't trying to bite off your show, but I listen to you so much, you know. They throw some pennies, some quarters in there, cling, cling, so you hear go cling, cling, cling. Yo, but yeah, man. Like I was saying, yo, it's crucial conflict, man. Like, you know, that was a rap crew back in the day. Yo, you gotta get
hay in the middle of the barn.
Yeah, man. You if you don't see it, you are asleep at the wheel and you gonna crash. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just like all this shit that's going on and people that is getting done dirty. I don't see how the people that voted for this guy are still praising this guy. I can understand, like, if you're not like a brown skinned person, you're like, yeah, you know, I can still get my shit off. But it's not about skin color with Trump. He's racist, but he's about money. So if you're he's trying to make you feel, because if you're white, you got a chance. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're poor, you in the same boat as me. Because you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have money where I could, like, go above and beyond and be like, yo, fuck Trump. Yeah, yo, he's in office, but I'm getting my money. All that tax that he doing for businesses, I'm going to benefit off of that. You know what I'm saying? If you poor and white, you in the same boat as a brown skinned person, no matter where you at. I don't care if you're in the Midwest. I don't care if you're in New York City, San Francisco, Miami, you know, them states, them swing states that Florida that voted for him. Like, yo, he don't care about you, man. Like, he's just all about what he can get for him and his family. You know, he see, like, his pit bull Cohen, he turned on him because he didn't get rid of all the evidence. Now he's like, don't you see people that we used to work with him is slowly but surely falling off the boat, and then he's talking about them like fucking dogs. So imagine if you got close to him and you didn't do what he wanted, and if you didn't follow protocol, or if it's something that he did, you know, that ain't his fault. Like, all that shit that Cohen got years of dirt on him. So you think that all that shit got just, like, I don't know, like, that shit just, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, man.
Yeah, man. I hear you. So, real quick, Jizo, you see these kicks? These Trump kicks, you copping them? Them shit's hot though, right? Just like wearing J's.
And they got black.
You know, I won't be surprised if you see some J's, some Trump J's come out soon. Call them It was funny when people talk about Jordans and the numbers, right? Oh, the 16s, the 12s.
That's like, really some kicks, really?
Yeah, I guess so. You know what I'm saying? They look like some custom made Chuck T's. You know, some Chuck Trumps.
Wow.
But you know what I'm saying? But yeah, when people talk about the Jordans, the numbers, you know, the freaking I don't know what's the Bugs Bunnies.
They had to make them shits up, man. They ain't selling nowhere. Them shits ain't selling, man.
So yeah, Trump is definitely all about the Benjamins for him and his family though. Not for nobody down here at the bottom.
And they getting money on 42nd Street with that Make America Great hat again. My godson, he walked past the store, he like, oh, yo, he walked in there, he like, yo, what? And I'm like, oh, they selling, they like, yo, all money's good money. Make America great again.
Shit, man. I hope he doesn't serve a second term, D. Holla, man. But we got to make that happen. You know what I mean? Fucking, I know me and Jizo are voting. You know what I mean? Fucking, so we definitely, basically, I'm putting my thumbs down on it. You know, fucking my dissent. I'm a genetic dissenter. You know what I'm saying? like Dave Chappelle used to talk about. But real quick, I want to say what up to salute to Rich and Jamaria. I was listening last night at work as I'm trying to like write some notes for the show today, you know, and I'm listening to their whole show, and Jamaria kind of went. It's funny as I was writing some of the stuff for Ray Lewis and Randy Moss. You know, basically she was her sentiment was kind of matching up mine, you know, and it made me think at the end there, going back to Randy Moss for a moment, you know, and Donald Trump. But right, be like Mike. Fox News, Randy Moss urges, you know, coming together. It makes me think of two separate movies and two separate individuals, actually. You got two movies. So the one movie is 12 Years a Slave, right? And I liked 12 Years a Slave. That message, you know, the stuff that guy had to go through to get back to his family, he hung in there.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? But it wasn't until maybe months after I saw that movie where I heard, I forget who it was, but Chantel, have you seen 12 Years a Slave?
I don't watch slave movies.
Oh,
I
I
refuse to
understand.
watch them.
There's a lot of people that feel that way. I have actually some of my coworkers. I have one of my coworkers that I talk to about. I talk to him about these issues a lot, and he's like, "Man, I'm sorry. And he watches movies, but he's like, I can't watch that type of movie. I just can't do it." I was like, I understand. It's rough. You know what I mean? It hurts to even to watch some of the stuff that's being depicted out there. But
there's like three. Sorry, I was just gonna say like there's three types of movies that I just can't watch. Like I hate prison movies where like men are getting victimized in jail, like they might be getting raped or beaten up. I hate movies that depict domestic violence, and I hate slave movies. And I think it's just because of the whole victimization. Because I was thinking to myself before, like, what is this like this taste that I have for these movies? And I think it is just because it's just victims, and I just can't watch them.
It's tough to watch. But because I only asked you because the director was British, and I think he won a lot of awards for that movie. I forget his name.
But I don't know if but I'm sure the director of that movie, I don't think he's of slave descent. I think that was part of the controversy.
Oh, okay.
If I remember correct, I'm not 100% sure, but perhaps, or I need to do my research.
Right.
On
Well,
that,
he pretty much used, basically the guy, I believe his name was Oliver Northrop. I may be so this is the actual individual who went through that whole saga. He read his manuscript or his diary or whatever, and basically created a screenplay. But yeah, the movie was well executed in my opinion. But you've got Oliver Northrop, the character, right? And basically he was, I wouldn't say characterize him as a good slave, but he kept his head down. He did what he had to do for his master. And at the end of the day, the moral of the story is he got to see his family again, right? And the messaging, and I thought that was a great story, but I hadn't realized the kind of the sub message to that movie, which is basically don't complain too much, do what you have to do, and maybe one day things will work out. You know what I mean? Maybe now he got lucky. How many didn't get lucky? How many died without ever seeing their families again, having their families ripped and torn apart? You know what I mean? And then you've got Nat Turner. Nat Turner was a slave who basically led a rebellion. At the end of the day, he was hung. And you know what I mean? And they wind up killing a lot of his own family because they realized that, they must have known and they probably helped, him carry out that. But he led a rebellion and he killed a couple hundred people down south. I forget what state he's from. So again, when you hear I Like Mike or people trying to elevate Ray Lewis, trying to make him a leader in the black community, it's Oliver Northrop versus Nat Turner. You know what I mean? If you're Nat Turner, you step up, we're going to kill you. We're going to squash you. We're going to come at you. Instead, be like Oliver Northrop. Just be a good boy, and maybe things will work out for you. And I think we're at the point where we're getting ready to be on the Nat Turner shit. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that we're going to go kill anybody. What I'm saying is we're going to be proactive. We're actually going to fight for our right. We're not going to play good and hopefully we'll be rewarded with one freedom. You know what I mean? Or a couple freedoms.
Like my cousin used to say a while ago, he's like, with this shit, you can either stay in the shadows or come out in the front line. And I remember maybe several shows or early this year, I was like, you don't want to die for this shit, but basically the way Trump is trying to get it like some dictatorship, like just imagine if we was in North Korea, we wouldn't even be doing this podcast shit against Kim Jong because he'll fucking come in here and shut the shit down, kill everybody. You know what I'm saying? Okay. You know what I'm saying? Gas chamber. Well, how would the fuck he do it over there? Right. Same thing in Russia. You know what I'm saying? You probably get a little bit more freedom, but sooner or later, something should have happened or somebody talking bad about the president. But if people don't wake up, don't you see that's what this guy wants? He wants to take away your First Amendment. Everybody that's speaking the truth, he wants to get at truth finders or fact finders. He wants you to be dumb and just believe everything he says. That's why he wants to kill the free press. He doesn't, he wants that those reporters that were talking bad about him, not even talking bad, just talking facts. Oh, I don't want them in whatever that White House or whatever. You know what I'm talking about? Was it April Ryan?
Right,
Tom and
the reporter for the what is it, the Urban Radio League or
something? Yeah, he doesn't want anybody that's gonna put his his you call that? His 35%.
His base.
His
You know,
base.
that's
His
his
fucking
base.
base. Yeah, he doesn't want anybody that's gonna fuck with his base to make them start thinking. He wants them to stay asleep. He got them in his back pocket, and then whatever else he picks up is gravy. So, you know, hey, you know what? And I think you said it. People are not gonna start turning on him until whatever he promised them, they get fucked on and keep getting fucked on. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm sorry to be talking, you know, real reckless, but I can't. I'm tired of like trying to be all politically correct. Like maybe some people will wake the fuck up if I talk like, what's that background? What's that?
That's Chantel. That's Chantel's.
The hell was going on over there in London? What's going on?
What did I do?
It sounded like some noise in the background.
Yeah, so keep it down over there when I'm talking. Yeah, so like I was saying, man, I ain't gonna always be, you know, maybe this is no dose in me, but some days I talk regular, some days I talk a little more, you know, I don't know, with like, you know, flagrant. Sometimes I get flagrant because you know sometimes it's just emotion, man. Like yo,
emotion. Carl Thomas.
Yeah, I'm on my Carl Thomas shit. You know what I'm saying? Yo, man. I don't understand. I know I got some friends. They want to talk about the bouncing ball, like my cousin just said. They want to talk about sports. They want to talk about hip hop. None of that shit is affecting you. I mean, maybe you know you got some artists out here that might corrupt the mind of your kids, but how many artists? You know, okay, that's just like mind control. You know what I'm saying? You could, yeah, they're gonna listen to it, but in the end of the day, it's policies that's gonna affect you. You can't escape that shit. There's no mind control. It's gonna affect you physically and mentally. Oh, Chantel dropped.
Yeah, go ahead. No, she'll pick up. We'll pick her up.
So yeah, it's like, you know, these policies that, you know, that I'm getting older and I'm seeing. It's not like, oh, this old head talking, or you know, I'm a young OG, so I'm still seeing it like, yo. Okay, yeah, like, you know, it's going to affect you. It's affecting millions of people. It's not just affecting one or two or 100. It's going to affect thousands of millions of people. So what we talking about is going to happen. It's going to do damage to you sooner or later. It's not like rap where you could just like, I don't want my kids to listen to that. You know, they'll listen to rap, but you know, if people must have a weak mental to let a rapper just like. And I know that happens to some people. They think they're that dude, or they think they about that life, and then they get tricked into thinking that they tough, or they want to go out here and do what this rapper is talking about. But you know, I'm just talking about people that talk about shit that don't really affect or have effect on other people, like rappers and celebrities. They doing their thing, they making their money, okay. But these guys that's in office, that's making money, they're gonna sooner or later, if you don't vote on these policies, it's gonna hurt your family, you know, or you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And, you know what I'm saying?
Like
so,
the
or
song,
your kids.
It's like the song that we usually lead off with every once in a while we do. We used to use it a lot more. But it's the song by Killer Army, and it basically says "Wake the F up" or "Get woke the F up." So it's either you do it on your own, or it's just gonna one day, you know, come. It's just gonna wake you up, and it's gonna be a rude awakening, right? Me personally, I'd rather wake myself up than be woken up by someone. You know, I can, you know, what I'm saying, it's definitely better when you do it yourself. You don't never want to be woke up. Yo, get up. You know what I'm saying? We gotta go. Nah, I want to be up. I want to be and I guess that's what we're all doing here. Everyone in the chat room, you know, Chantel, Jizo, and we're basically checking each other. We're making sure you up. Jizo, you up?
Yeah,
Chantel, I know you up. Are you ready to go to sleep, though? It's late as hell over there.
Have Trump doing them golden showers on you talking about.
So,
yeah, wake up, motherfucker.
About that stuff. But you know what? I think we're gonna go ahead, hit the stop button here. Thanks everybody for joining us. We really appreciate it. Let me see here. I'm working the controls and trying to talk at the same time. Chantel, did you want to leave us with anything?
You know, when you're just talking there, I guess about being woke, it just was making me think, I guess, from a philosophical perspective. And in my classes, we talk about being in the present moment all the time. And it's true, like, we should be living in the present moment and being fully aware and conscious of where we are. But most of us don't. And it only takes like a shock to our system for us to realize, oh, wow, like, I'm in the present, I'm fully aware. So, like, it's true what you're saying. Like, we need to be in control of being awake or being in the present moment, rather than letting someone else control that. Because if we're letting someone else do it, then we're still contradicting the state of mind that we should be in to kind of elevate ourselves, because that's all we can do is elevate our individual selves. So that's what we need to be, striving for.
I agree. And thanks, D Holla. Thanks, Free Rat. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and sign off right now. Thanks to everybody in the chat room. Appreciate it.
Yes,
we'll
yes.
see you. Talk to you
Thank
next
you.
week.
Thank you.
Peace.
Peace.
Peace.